Hey YouTube, it's Jeff at Darkmoon Metals. I know it's been a while since Dana or I have put up any videos, but there's a reason for that. Well, we've been pretty much going through the same thing day in, day out. The most popular thing I have going on right now are the copper roses. And while it's true someday I hope to have an expansive collection of videos on YouTube, I don't want them to all be of the same thing. I want to have a little bit of variety. I want to have, videos that are educational and maybe even borderline entertaining. And I don't want to be that guy who posts a 45-second video on his channel about how he bought a new screwdriver and this is why it's awesome. I actually want to have some content in my videos and some information. Well, I wasn't planning on being in front of a camera until the end of the week, and Dana and I had made up a list of different videos that we want to shoot. But today something rather interesting happened. Now, when I first started this channel, I said I was going to give you the ups and downs of starting this business, and I haven't really told you any of the downside yet. And I think I'm going to share a little bit of that today. Well, here's the deal. A lot of jobs, well, they kind of fall through. The economy's bad. You know, I even have people telling me they want roses, and, there they are sitting on my workbench still waiting for them to be picked up. But all in all, it's been hard to stay positive, and Dana has been truly a phenomenal help with that, having someone else in the shop, being there just to pick me up when I'm feeling down, and I pretty much try to do the same thing for her. But I'm shooting this video today without her knowledge because I have a little bit of a surprise. And even though it's been hard to stay optimistic, it's days like this that make everything worthwhile. Now, I was out walking around in my yard, kind of like I am now, and my neighbor comes over and he says, I want to talk to you. So, okay. But apparently there's a tree on the property line that's dead, and he wants to cut it, but if he does, it'll probably fall into our yard. He wanted to know if that was okay. And I said, sure. Now, I never really got a chance to talk to this guy since I moved back to Norwalk. He's really busy. He's very rarely ever home. He's an older gentleman. And we got to talking about the different things that we enjoy. He's from Hungary. And as it turns out, back in the late 1960s in Hungary, he was a blacksmithing champion. My next door neighbor is a blacksmithing champion from another country. I mean, what are the odds of that? You know, they're like 1 in a million. I feel like I just hit the lottery. So we got to talking, and he brought me over and he showed me some of his stuff. And that's where the story starts to get interesting. So check this out. So during the course of our conversation, I'm telling him about my YouTube channel and how I'm trying to promote welding and blacksmithing and metalworking in general. And he thought it was great. So I said, well, I'm not the only one. There are a lot of great channels out there on YouTube. Some of the ones I subscribe to, for example, I subscribe to Tenacious Joe. I subscribe to Modern Blacksmith. There's another one that I really like, Purgatory Ironworks. But I'm not the only one trying to revitalize this old school craft, this traditional craft. So I told him about my anvil video, and I said, well, I posted a video on anvils. I had to borrow a real anvil. The one I have doesn't even have a hardy hole. And he goes, really? He goes, come with me. So I go behind his shed. He shows me his forge, and there's an anvil sitting on a stump, and he goes, this one is yours. Now, he has a fairly thick accent. He hasn't, been in this country for too long. But I'm thinking to myself, okay, how much do you want for it? He goes, no, I'll get the wheelbarrow. This one is yours. Yeah, you heard me right. He gave me an anvil, and that's the anvil right there. And I'm still having a hard time having this sink in that I actually have an anvil. After looking for one for almost 3 months, there turned out to be one less than 400 feet from my front door, and the guy just gave it to me. But it's one of those things that I said before. You have to look forward to the future. You have to take the opportunities with your defeats or your setbacks. Now, up until today, that's pretty much what I had to work with. And as you can see, it's pretty much the equivalent of a boat anchor. It needs a little restoration work, but, hey, I'm willing to put in a little bit of elbow grease. Excuse me. But it's kind of hard to motivate yourself. You need to find things to look forward to. You need to build your dreams. And I'll give you an idea of what I'm talking about. In 2007, I bought a house, and I was absolutely ecstatic. And by 2008, I was ready to launch this business. The mortgage payments got crazy. We lost the source of income, and I ended up losing the house. And when I left the house, my anvil and forge I had to leave behind. So, yeah, it was heartbreaking being that close to actually having your dreams come true, just to see it all kind of get flushed. And one of the things that it's kind of been a constant reminder of that is right here in this shop. And this is it right here. This is my Miller Synchrowave 200. I bought this machine in 2007. I got a really good deal on it. I got a Weldcraft torch. And I've been looking at it since 2007. I've never ever turned it on. I never even went out and got the plug for it. And I know you're going to think that's absolutely insane, but when you're trying to save a house, you know, putting a plug on your TIG is the last thing you're thinking about. But over the past 5 years, you know, losing the house, lugging it from here to there, going to school, using their TIG welding equipment and stick welding equipment, and knowing that I have this beautiful machine just sitting here, it was heartbreaking. But it's one of those things you can't let that sort of thing slow you down. You can't let stagnation happen. And basically tomorrow, Dana and I are going to go to Home Depot, and we are buying a plug for that machine. And we made this decision earlier in the week. What's interesting is they keep on talking about positive flow and, you know, keeping things positive. Not even 2 days after, Dana and I sat down and said, okay, here's a list of the things we want to accomplish. This is what we want to get done. This is what we are going to get done. Less than 2 days later, the universe drops an anvil in my lap. So it's true what they say, if you stay positive, positive things will happen because you start to look for positive things. But I'm not going to ramble on about the universe and karma and all that other stuff. I just wanted to give you a basic shop update. I haven't even told Dana about this yet. She's either going to find out by walking into the garage and tripping over it, or she's going to see this video on YouTube. But until she is here, and we can actually start filming our next video, I just wanted to say that I really appreciate you guys hanging in there for this past month. I know it's been a dry spell as far as me posting videos, but we just got our 60th subscriber, so there's our little milestone for us, and things are growing. They might not grow as fast as we want, but they're growing nonetheless, and that's what we have to focus on, the positive. So, until our next video, this is Jeff at Darkmoon Metals, and Dana and I will see you again soon.